Alright, this game showed exactly why both of these teams have the top 2 defenses in the league, and it was obvious the Rockets didn't want to get punked again, so they made a concerted effort to match the Thunder's physicality. The paint was basically a war zone, because both teams were trying to take it away as much as possible, so there weren't many easy ones, but there were a lot of whistles, and that choppiness throughout just made it difficult for either side to really establish a rhythm. It was even showing on the glass with constant crashes on damn near every possession, and both teams tried to get a lot of their points in transition, because there wasn't much offense being generated in the half court. The Rockets couldn't convert on a lot of their spot-ups, but at least they had consistency in their two-man game between Sengun and VanVleet, and those two carried most of the night. Sengun was always looking to get downhill, or making the right reads in the post, and VanVleet was getting downhill just as much, or making the right reads off screens. They used Sengun as the hub as good as they could have, and it was somewhat similar on the other end with Hartenstein, because the Thunder were finding him on lobs or inside for his patented float. But they couldn't convert as much as they usually do, and his dimes on the dives to the rim didn't result in much. Dub couldn't make a lot of his looks, and I don't think Shea went to that two-man game enough to exploit Sengun showing high. I think he should have just gone to that more instead of looking for other matchups, because the Rockets can switch a lot of their perimeter players, and he just had to take a lot of tough shots in the half court. But the biggest difference on the night was the Rockets' size advantage, and even though the Thunder got some long boards that bounced their way, it still couldn't compensate for the amount of O-boards the Rockets got. The Thunder got killed whenever they had to go small with Kendrick at the 5, and it was only fitting the Rockets forced 2 jump balls down the wire that basically won them the game. But the worst part about those was the Thunder played great defense to force broken possessions, and the Rockets still capitalized on them. VanVleet just hit a ridiculous bomb from damn near half court on the first, and then Brooks was smart enough to give Sengun an outlet with just enough time to get off the go-ahead fade. It'd be nitpicking to say what they should have done, but it wouldn't be on that late take that they committed after Shea's miss, because once the initial steal wasn't there, they should have just fouled Brooks, and that would have gave him about 10 seconds to work with instead of half that. Just watch the tape.
4 seconds, 3, and now you commit the foul.